welcome to Beginning Belly Dancing, basic hip movements. There's many different ways to move your hips, and there's many different hip movements. So I'm going to show you just a few to get started, and then I'm going to also show you some exercises to kind of loosen up your hips. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the hip with the exercises. So just separate your feet, bring your hands up to shoulder height, and then you're going to push your hip out. And push, push to the side, push that hip out. Push to the side, push, and push, and push. You want to make a long waist. Keep the torso straight, and just loosen up those hips. Pushing them out to the side. As far as they'll go. You can start out, small, and then really push them out. As you get used to it, you'll know when you can do that. Now let's go ahead and move on to moving your hands up. Move your hip to the side, to the front, to the side, to the back. Side, front, side, back. Side, front, side, back. Now in a circular motion. Loosening up those hips. Keeping the torso straight. Isolating the movement to just your hips, moving in a circle. Now bring in your hands, outlining the body, makes it look a little prettier. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the actual movements. So we have the walk. Now the walk is just pointing the toe, lifting the hip, and stepping flat. Take a step, point the toe, lift the hip, step flat. Point, lift, step flat. Point, lift, step flat. And then the next is moving your hips up and down from side to side. So you want to bend your knees, keep the torso straight, loosen up your hips, and then you drop the one hip down, bring the one hip up. And then you just keep rotating from side to side. Now you can go slow, and then as you get used to it, you can speed it up a little bit, go faster. Audiences love it when you can move your hips really fast. Then you can slow it down, and then speed them up, then slow it down, and then speed them up. Now let's go ahead and go on to the turn. Now I'll do a turn, and then I'm going to do a turn with a hip drop kick. So for the turn, you drop your hip, you put your foot out, and then as you're going to be on the balls of your feet, you rotate around, bringing the hip up, straightening the leg, and then taking a step. Bringing the hip out, bringing the foot out, bringing the hip up. And then with the hip drop kick, when you drop the hip, you just kick your foot out. So once again, bringing the hip up, then you straighten your leg, you're always on the balls of your feet. And then when you step out, you just kick. Now some girls, they'll put their hand on their head, a little bit of dramatic, or recline. Oh. But you can do anything with your hands. So let's go ahead and work that into a dance. Now for the walk, you can start by walking out to your audience. Doing the walk, pointing the toe, lifting the hips, stepping flat, and then going into your dance. Or even in the middle of a dance or in part of the dance, if you're in the back of the stage, you need to move forward, you can do the same. Just gives it a little bit cleaner lines, cleaner look for your audience. And then the slow and the fast, with the hip movements from side to side. From side to side. You can be in a dance and then go into moving your hips. You can slow them down. You can work your hands in there. And you can, as you start moving your hips, you can experiment a little bit, see how far you can move them and what you can do with them. But those are more advanced movements. So just to begin with, just the hands, or just the hips from up and down, side to side. Then you can move your hands in Make it look pretty. Make it look good. And then the turn. During a song, during any of the music, there might be a time when you want to do a turn, and that's all you do. Bringing the hip up, and then if you want to add a little bit more to it, you just kick your foot up. Bring the hip up, drop it and kick. Drop and kick. So, I hope that these videos have been fun and informative for you. I think my next video I'm going to do stage presence. I'll talk about the different parts of the stage and how to perform for an audience. And thank you very much. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Put any comments down below. I'll respond if need be as soon as possible. And remember, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Thanks.